Hello, friends and colleagues of the IAA. When I assumed the presidency of the IAA last January, I communicated with you via video, outlining goals for the IAA for the coming year. These goals included strengthening our governance model to make the IAA more efficient and effective, adopting a value proposition which would allow us to create performance indicators so as to measure our successes and failures, and strengthening our relationships with relevant supranational organizations. As I approach the end of my term, I am pleased to report that much progress has been made on all fronts. In June, the Council adopted 10 recommendations to improve our governance and communication models. Of these 10 recommendations, 6 are already at the implementation phase, while the other 4 will be addressed in the coming months. We are well ahead of the 2-year implementation schedule originally envisaged. During August, we had a webinar prior to the London meeting, and at our recent meetings in London, we presented and discussed a proposed engagement plan for our full member associations, as well as a value proposition for the IAA. Both documents have received wide support and will be submitted to Council for approval before the end of the year. We also introduced a dashboard reporting mechanism, including key success indicators for all committees to report on how their work aligns to the IAA's strategic plan. This activity will now be expanded to working groups and sections and will enable us to have an organization-wide view of our activities, identifying which are successful and which are not. Progress has also been made on the supranational relations front. There have been many valuable exchanges throughout the year with several supranationals. But let's just look at some highlights. We were fortunate to have a private meeting with Christine Lagarde, Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, in conjunction with our meetings in Washington in March. This provided the IAA leadership with not only an ideal opportunity to introduce the IAA to the IMF, but also an opportunity to educate on the value that the actuarial profession can bring to certain aspects of their work. We had a similar meeting with Sir Win Bischoff, incoming chair of the Financial Reporting Council, while in London. Peter Braumuller, outgoing chair of the Executive Committee of the International Association of Insurance Supervisors, that is the IAIS, was our council speaker in London and delivered a strong message of support for the work being done by the IAA in the area of model international standards of actuarial practice. We are very proud that we were able to recruit Peter as a member of our Actuarial Standards Committee, effective January 2015. Additionally, Council approved a restructure of our external organization membership categories. The new model will enable us to gain wider global exposure for the profession and bring more support for our valuable work. Now heading into our 17th year, the IAA is no longer a teen, but rather a young adult. We think of ourselves as a young adult, and the rest of the world looks at us as a young adult. All in all, it has been a challenging but most rewarding year for the IAA. We could not have accomplished so much if it were not for our 750-plus volunteers who work tirelessly for the betterment of the profession at the global level. Thank you. I can't say thank you enough. But also, we cannot rest. Oh, and by the way, along with all the work, we did have some fun.